or my spiritual life. Okay, so I pick up those 3 books. I've already identified them. What kind of podcast do I want to listen to? I break them down to a quarter. I will listen to podcasts on this, on that, and that. I break them to a quarter. Then what kind of teachers? Okay, I want to listen to, I break them down. In the area of topics I want to learn about, I break them down. And in the first quarter, I will be working on my finance. In second quarter, or first quarter, I'm working on my temperament, or my relationship. In second quarter, I'm working on my finance. The third quarter, I'm working on my marriage or this. And the fourth quarter, I'm working on this. Don't be too simple, attainable, achievable goals. Because when goals are ambiguous, when they are too loud and lousy and big, then they scare you, so you are unable to accomplish them. Do you understand what I'm saying? I really want you to get it. I don't want to be too fast. Okay, so I'm going to go over them slowly again. I say break down your spiritual goals. You want to grow, break them down into quarter. Within a quarter, how many books are you going to read? How many podcasts are you going to listen to? How many topics are you going to learn about? Teachers you listen to, and character development. What area of your life do you want to focus on? You need to break them down. As you get them in a quarter, then break them to a monthly, on the monthly basis. Bring them to a month. So in a month, I know in a quarter I will read 3 books. I will listen to 12 podcasts. Now I'm breaking them down. I will listen to 4 podcasts in a month, and I will read a book in a month. I will listen to 2 teachers. So I can now break it down to a month, then I break it down to a week. Now I'm reading a book in a month, so every week I'm going to read this number of, along with my Bible and others, I will read this number of chapters. You may find yourself able to read 2 books eventually. Okay? And then you move on to the next thing, the podcast. I'm going to listen to 12. That's what you say originally. To monthly basis now, you now have 4. Every week you are listening to a teacher in a podcast. A teacher. That's how you build on this. These are financial goals. You need to break down what books you want to read on finance. And let me help you. When it comes to finance, it's not an area. First, you want to read books on investment. You want to read books on multiple streams of income. Then you want to identify YouTube podcasts, YouTube channels you want to listen to on finance. Don't listen to gangantuan, verbose, ridiculous channels where people are just postulating and just, all for propaganda. People teach about finance. They have not made money themselves. And then you go to, TikTok or this, let me show you how to become a billionaire. And the guy doesn't have money. And you see the background of where he's recording from. You see where, he's not living well. He's not well fed. So, you want to identify those who have been there. A couple of years ago, one of my very close friends, a disciple of mine, was going through some hard time out of this country, in North America. And I was with him, and I spoke to him, stayed in his home. We prayed together. I guided him. And I told him, I'm giving you an assignment. Go to the YouTube, listen to so and so and so and so podcast. And actual billionaires with their private jets, people and I say, follow this, follow this, follow this. And he followed them. Amazingly, before the end of the year, he started the business. By the time it was locked down, he was building a plaza of a massive, halls within the plaza, 10 of them in the heart of Calgary in Canada. Today he owns this property. He's into property development. Less than 2, he got proper guidance. And I told him channels that he could listen to that will help him. So understand how to choose your channels, the people to listen to. Then we're also looking at target personal savings and maybe collect funds or retirement plans. What are the things that you want to save money for? If you are going to, for instance, you want to estate, how much am I going to save? How do I need to do this? If I'm going to mortgage, what do I need to pay as my deposit? And so you have to get into target savings. How about collect funds? You know, I hear people every now and then. Somebody told me, oh, we're doing an amazing work, I say, congratulations. He said, we're on all over the radio. We're all on the FMs. And I said, how do you pay the bill? Well, I pay the bill, or any money that comes to me or that comes to our organization, I just put every question. Does organization have an account where they put in 20% savings without touching it? No. Do you personally have an account where you put in 20% of your... Came back to me and said, I've collected forms and I've filled them and I've submitted, I've opened all the accounts. It was a couple of months, I think 6 months or 8 months down the road, he called me and said, sir, I want to thank you. And I said, what about it? He said, my daughter gained admission, no stress at all. I went to college savings where I put 15% of all my income. From college savings, I paid for her school fees, I paid for everything she needs, hostel, she can go to resume, and I still have a lot of money there. For the younger ones, he said, I have no stress. This is the first time I've gone through this without stress. He said, now, and I still have another account, which is family savings. 20% goes in there, 15% college savings. I have no problem. And the church now has an account for this. I said, congratulations. I'm not the one spending the money for you. I'm just your coach. And then you need to, for your retirement, if today you just go to say, I want to retire, at whatever age, you know, I said this to some people around me, and I said to them, I'm planning for my 70th, 70th anniversary ministry style. What am I going to be doing going forward? So I'm looking for young people in their late 20s, in their early 30s, and mid-30s. I want to invest my life into them now. I'm pouring myself into them and showing them the quality of my life, my quality, the strength of my character. I'm showing them, I'm giving them books, and I'm saying to them, I'm giving you this period, finish this book, come and discuss with me. Read about him, read about this, study this. I need you, give them audio, go listen to this, do this. I'm investing into you because when I'm 70, I do not want to do ministry the way I'm doing it. I want to see you running, and I'm hailing you, and I'm into something else, imparting nations. Do you understand what I'm saying? Plan for your retirement. That does not mean I'm going to retire from preaching. It doesn't mean I'm going to retire from this, but from that age, I want to do things differently. Because I've gathered enough in life, now I want to impart the globe. I want to talk to people that will bring about ripple production, ripple effect all over the world. I want to talk to nations. I want to talk to governments. I want to bring the influence of all that God has taught me that I've learned in life to bear, to be able to change lives. Do you understand what I'm saying? You need to start planning for your retirement, not until you are 70. 90 before you start planning. Say at 80 I'm thinking of who will succeed me. No, sir. By the time I'm 70, my successors already know themselves, because they're already in place, and I'm going to sit down and see them do some great jobs while I'm doing other things. I've got a lot to do. I've got a lot of books I'm writing, and 12, 15 nations in the world every year, and I'm able to deliver. So what am I going to do differently? I have to plan for my retirement. That's what you should do with your life. You are not going to be strong all along, all the time. Just a year ago or two, I was in about 11 or 12 countries, and within the year, I flew 57,000 around the world. I drove 10,000 miles. And I just said, I can't continue to do that. I'm not getting younger. Therefore, it's my job now to plan for my retirement. Do it in a way that I can reach you wherever you are, any part of the world, and still be able to influence you and be a blessing. And then on that, finally, I think that's where I'm going to stop on this particular episode, is what are the areas you want to invest in? If you want to invest in crypto, for instance, have you spent enough time to learn on it? To learn, crypto, because one of the rules of investment, not invest in what you know little about. So you're going to get into it and then study. And then what are the areas you want to invest into? Okay, I want to invest in real estate. I want to invest in commodities like gold and silver or diamonds. I want to invest into this. How am I going to be? Who is going to train me? How am I going to learn these things? And then what are the areas? List these things. Do you understand what I'm saying? I really need you to play this again and again and again, because I do not want you to rush life and just throw things. And you need to learn to read books on investment, read on finance, multiple streams of income, see how to combine many things together. All right? I was studying a research recently, and the research was talking about millionaires all around the world. And they had 75, is it 75 or 78% of all millionaires around the world became millionaires by being entrepreneurs. They got into business. And about 15 of them inherited wealth. And then another group walked around to do some things and until they were able to mortgage some things, sell, and then meet their millions, maybe out of fortune, like what do you call these people who win lottery and all that? Maybe part 3, 4% or 3% or so. But among all these millionaires around the world, when they studied that, they found that it's only 0%, is 0% who became rich by working for people. In other words, you cannot be on salary and be wealthy. So there had to be a structure by which you make investment with what you have. And then more money as your salaries are coming and then your income is increasing, you start investing into something, Do you understand what I'm saying? You can learn so many of this. Look, if you sit down with your YouTube alone and listen to some podcasts, some good teachers, I can recommend some for you and all that. They're going to help you much more, because many of these you will learn in the university. There are channels that will talk to you on finance, that will talk to you on the power of yourself, discovering yourself and releasing or unleashing your potentials. And then target saving, collect funds, retirement plans, and areas you need to invest in. These things are very essential. Now, I'm going to give you opportunity to ask questions, so you can send them to us either through our inbox on Global Transformation Initiative, or you can send them, you can put them even on our website, you can put them on our Facebook or Messenger. You can also write your questions on YouTube. We're going to make sure we attend to it. Then we're going to display also our telephones, our emails and website, everything, so that you can communicate with us. I want to help you. I desire to help you. That's why we're here. That's why we're doing all of this. You need to plan your life. There's time for everything. I said it in the first episode, and let me say it now, this second episode. I cannot go to school and train now as a commercial pilot at my age right now. I've already exceeded the age. So even though we say time heals, it's an area time is not my friend right now. Time is not my friend. You cannot train a 60-some-year-old man and say, come over now, we are going to be a commercial pilot. I've exceeded my time of training. Do you understand me? If you want to be a college principal and you have not even gone to school at all, and you are already in your 70s, you have a lot to do to get in there. Time is of the essence. And I tell you some, we just said Happy New Year a couple of days ago. Just a week and some days ago. Now, watch out. The next time we're going to see again, it's already March. And before you know, it's another December. So time fleets so fast. Time is always fleeting. What are you going to do with your life? Now you're already 45. Now you're already 50. You're not thinking of retirement. When I mean retirement, I do not mean that you get to a point where you do nothing. But when are you going to get out of what you are doing now and begin to do it differently that does not require the amount of time, strength, and effort you're putting in to still get more result? Now you are currently working for money. How are you going to operate where money works for you? Because the bane of a poor man is he works for money. But then when are you going to make money work for you? I think if you can process this, you may have been close to all that you've been looking for. So thank you once again for joining us. I'm your coach on this life coach, Segun Olugbemi. This is the Life Coach TLC. Until I see you again on the next episode. God bless.
Remember, your journey of self-discovery is a continuous one. Embrace the challenges, celebrate your successes, and never stop believing in your ability to grow. Thank you for listening to The Life Coach. Until next week, Friday, by 8 p.m., live a life filled with purpose and joy.